Hi everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. Today I'd like to look at the euro, and in particular this sharp fall on the euro which happened last Friday, because I'm recording the webinar on Monday, which was Friday the 13th. And there was quite a big news story here where France was downgraded from its AAA rating, and as such the euro basically collapsed. So the news people were running around in confusion and not knowing what's going on. But let's have a look how MTPredictor saw this. So if I go back in time, even before this, we got back up to the high. What we do with MTPredictor is we put on some DP levels, and these give us support and resistance levels in advance. So for this, I'll go to Chart Analysis and Display. I'll click on Choose Swing High or Low from Decision Point. I'll come back to the last important pivot, which is this pivot here. And as you can see, we put this level on the chart, which is there in advance. That's the important thing. The DPs and WPTs and MTPredictor are leading indicators. They are there on advance before the market gets there. So let's see what happened. The euro went up, tagged it, came back down again, and then went up again. But the most important time was when we made this second attempt here at the DP level, and the reason this was important was because of the particular pattern of this rally going up into the high. For this we use our Elliott wave tool, which is here. We leave it on intermediate and we do choose swing high or low, and we click on this last pivot here. Very easy to do, and instantly you can see that the MTPredictor software program has found a 5-wave rally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but the most important point was this high here was actually at the minimum wave 5 WPT, which you can see here. So this is telling us that not only is this red bar in and around this important decision point level, but it's also right at our minimum wave 5 WPT, which would indicate that this entire rally here could end. So how do we make a trading decision off this? Well, let's put a decision point target on. Our first minimum one would be off the wave 4, which is down here. We then put our risk reward on in and around our red sell bar here, and you can see at the first target, which is a really close target, our risk reward would be only 1-to-1, which is too close. So what would happen if this first little target here would be exceeded? Well, as I teach in the training webinars, it means that the entire prior sequence would be corrected. So for this, again, we use our decision point tool. We go back and we click on the pivot at the bottom here, which then gives us another level, and notice how this level again is on the chart in advance. So let's put our risk reward on in and around our red sell bar, and here you can see that if the market got down to this level, it would represent a profit of 4.8 times the initial risk. In other words, I'm using a $1 pip here on this. It's actually a 60-minute Forex chart. So it's a 60-minute chart of the euro against the US dollar. So this would represent potential $1,800 profit, all for a $370-odd initial risk. In other words, 4.8 times the initial risk. So a good potential trade. But the most important point is this high here is identified just as we're coming in. So let's scroll forward and see what happens. Well, the euro goes sideways for a bit, then takes out this low, so you'd be in a short trade. But then look what happens. The euro collapses, but this is the amazing part, is just look where this collapse stops. Right here at our target. Do you remember, this was the target that we had projected right back from this high here as the area where this decline would stop. So looking at this, firstly we've managed to catch the very high at our minimum wave 5 WPT, there it is, and then also as the euro collapsed we managed to hit the level at which the collapse actually stopped. So here we were, a major rating agency downgrading a whole of a country, which was France, which caused absolute chaos in the euro, and here we were with the MTPredictor routines not only catching the very high just before the decline started, but also caught the very low where the decline stopped. This is the power of the tools in the MTPredictor software program, and as such is the kind of tools you need to be using if you're trading Forex.